Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Geelan for SYS-CON TV. I am here at 11th Cloud Expo in Silicon Valley. We're at Santa Clara, as is Scott Houston, CEO of Green Button. Welcome, sir.
Hello, world. Good to see you guys.
There's a lot of people following this, Scott, so we must try and get Green Button on the map in reasonably short space of time. What's the most important thing they should know about Green Button other than today's product launch? Back up a bit. What makes it special?
Well, Green Button is really a multi-cloud management environment that makes it very simple for end users to access the power of the cloud. Literally, it's a button you select from your drop-down menu, push the button, decide how much you want to spend, when you want the job completed, push the Green Button, and it's go.
It's a lovely concept that I can't believe no one had thought of before.
I know. In fact, the whole idea started as a red button.
All right.
But the connotation of red is stop, go, emergencies. And true, some people do push the button in an emergency, but the reality is I want my job done on the cloud, simple, fast, Green Button, go.
And I'm thinking, it's all very well, but I'd like to know how much it costs before I press my button. That's just me.
Well, you know, green also stands for greenbacks. So we're saving money. We don't have to buy servers. We don't have to buy licenses. We push the button. We only pay for what we need. And we can start off running jobs at, 10 to 20 cents per hour. But the reality is, the key difference with the Green Button is I can select from the drop-down menu how much I want to spend and how long I want the job to take. And that's really unique. That's a service level agreement for the cloud on a job-by-job basis.
But sort of packaged in a way that people can understand, rather than it being, SLA this, SLA that. This is just like common sense.
Well, it's simple. You can synchronize your data with the cloud. That'll happen in the background. I know most people know what they need, whether they're rendering a movie or designing a new drug or designing a new car or an aeroplane, doing a Monte Carlo simulation on their stock trades. They know how long it'll take on their desktop, and in most cases they can't afford to wait the time that it would take for a very complex application. So this enables them to push the button, go and make a cup of coffee, and it's done.
So they're buying into the acceleration of the entire process.
Absolutely. Time is money. So the ability to offload that, scale it out by literally hundreds or thousands of times, and get the power of the cloud and get their answer back quicker could be the difference between winning a new contract or not.
And what would be a good example? I know you were speaking yesterday, and a lot of ears were pricked up when you start speaking about, film, about movies, because everyone knows that, whether they just consume them or they're trying to make them. Why don't we drill down into that a bit? What is going on in movies that makes having Green Button around such a big thing? Well,
we spoke at the last Cloud Expo in New York and talked about the cloud being a game changer for the movie business, because in the past you had to build large data centers, buy lots of licenses, hire sysadmins to make a motion production. We've just started in the last 2 weeks we think is the world's first movie that will be rendered entirely on the cloud. This is a game changer. This means small groups of people, movie makers, home users, can start working on large productions. And one of the challenges in the movie business is we're starting to see greater resolution. So everyone's working at 2K now in their home cinemas and their TVs. Stereo, so everything has to be rendered for the left eye and the right eye. For animations, we're moving from 24 frames a second to 48 frames a second. Some movie directors are thinking about 96 frames a second. We're just seeing this exponential growth.
Literally mathematically exponential.
Huge growth in the time that it takes to render. And if I'm looking for photorealistic images and characters that have fur and hair and move as if they're in the real world, it takes an exorbitant amount of time and in the past money to do that. But the reality is now with the cloud and tools like RenderMan on Demand, I can do that from home.
And you're good at productizing too, which is an unusual skill set. You're both an enthusiast, an expert, but good at productizing. So share that with us.
Well, we have a number of partnerships with ISVs, and over the last 18 months, companies have been saying, well, the Green Button provides queuing, management, interface, job prediction tools. We'd like to take that and apply that to some of the software that we have in-house. Whether it's a custom application to design a new car or do a simulation, they would like to use all of the tools that we've created to launch to manage that in their private cloud and also public cloud. So today we've announced Green Button Cloud Fabric, which is a tool that enterprises, ISVs, and cloud providers can relicense and run in their environment.
So where can we send people? They've seen this, it's piqued their interest because they like the Green Button approach. Where should we send them to?
Greenbutton.com.
That was simple.
Greenbutton.com. Everything's there, Cloud Fabric. Give us a call, try it online. We've got an SDK that really, literally within days, you can boost your workloads to the cloud. Come and see us. It's easy, it's simple, and it's green.
What's not to like? Personal invitation from Scott Houston, CEO himself of Green Button. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us out there on the World Wide Web. Head to that site, greenbutton.com.
Great. See you soon. Thanks, Jeremy.